Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. Right then, if you've been watching our videos up to now, you'll realise this is our favourite rat permission. This is Bro wandering around, showing you some of the rat damage and where they've been running. Yes, there is a lot of rubbish about. They tend to live in the bushes and under the sheds. All the rubbish does is stops us getting a clean shot a lot of the time. You can see little patches of chicken feed dotted around. They're very used to that and they eat an awful lot of it, so we don't go for any other bait other than what they know. It's less suspicious. As soon as they get a sniff of it, they have no qualms in sitting still and having a munch. Hopefully we can be there when they do it. Bro's going to be up first with his Air Arms S510 177 caliber. He'll be launching Barracuda Hunter Extremes. It's just turned twilight at the moment. I'm trying out the thermal spotter from ATN that we've been using for quite a while now. That's the owner's dog running around, looking for rats. Can be a bit awkward when you're trying to set up. It's not quite dark yet. Not as cool as it ought to be. We can still pick up little bits of heat signatures around the place. Quite interesting what you can see with these things. There's rats out already there, even though it's not dark. I'll go over to Bro now and start the evening off with him. Just got to line his hawk scope up and hit that one straight in the side of the head. I was sat in the old feed shed, I think. As per usual. Some nervous kickabout, bit of helicopter tail. It's all over for that rat. There's one in the bushes here, you just see the eyes. That'll do, straight on headshot. One thing about the rubbish and bits and pieces is sometimes it obstructs your view and other times it doesn't. Other times it gives them a sense of security to sit still. They may or may not be able to see the red light. You can just about make it a dull red glow out of it. I'm pretty sure they don't see in the infrared band. Unless you get an infrared source, it doesn't produce a red glow. There's never been a problem up to now, not here anyway. Probably get more glow on your face off the NS50 than you do trouble from a red glow on the front. Whatever happens, they normally sit and watch. This is how we used to go about doing it before the thermal spotter came along. Scan around until you spot an eye. And you can positively ID it. A bit too slow there, but never mind. Turn the camera off and as per usual it turns back out to have a look to see what's going on with Bro. Unfortunately for that rat, it was a stupid idea. Definitely killed that one. That's where the chick shed is. So the only rears is young chickens. That's a dry fire. But just forgot to load his mag after doing all his test shots and having a mess about. Easy done. That's called a young rat, that. Nice double there. I went dead beyond that. Bit of a motor or whatever it was. That's pretty self-explanatory. Where the IR glints back off the eye is always a useful measure of where the head is. Once you line your rifle up properly, should be no problem to drop a pellet onto their brain. And again, more nervous kicks. Those nails are a bit of a pain. Keep threatening to go and poison him for him. That'll do. The rat had thought it was safe. There's me looking up the field with the thermal imager. See bro scanning away. That's another separate shot. Same location. You see by the reaction. A little bit different. Looks like the same shot initially. Just the same position, that's all. Not a bit more of a kickabout. Drops to the floor. Or the ground. After the dry fire. That wasn't though. Could be a double. A couple of nosy neighbours sticking their heads out. See the crosshairs slowly roll over to the head of the second rat. Bro shooting off some shooting sticks. It's good aid to stability. It also helps with your back if you're holding a rifle with all that shooting gear on top of it. An S50 and bits and pieces, recording devices. Whenever you plant the sticks, you've got to get it to the shoulder correctly. It's small muscle control just to edge that crosshair over to shoot. Let's hit the wire there by the look of it. That rat's a bit confused. What happened there? Another dry fire there. From memory, bro had some trouble with his magazine that night. Wasn't indexing correctly. Something was going on anyway. One mag seemed to work better than the other. Sounds like it needs a strip down and a clean out. So that head poking out. It's asking for trouble. It's only a 177 pellet. It makes no odds if it's 2.2 or 2.5 in sub 12 foot-pound. You really need to hit the head properly. These do a lot of damage. I do rate them. I've said it in previous videos and I'll say it again. I don't think they mushroom at all in sub 12 foot-pounds. I think the likes of rat heads and squirrel heads are too thin. But I do think they do tumble when they hit due to the shapes on the end. And that's just a pet theory of mine. I do know for a fact that squirrel skulls are very, very thin indeed, and I mean paper thin almost. If you ever bother to measure them, I'm pretty sure rabbit skulls are going to be thicker. I've never tried to measure a rat skull thickness, but I imagine it's the same as a squirrel. Obviously with a thicker skull, you get more of a thump of an impact when it hits. Maybe breaks off more bone off the back into the brain. Maybe that's the mechanism that a rabbit dies by. I do think that the 177s being smaller pellets are more flimsy. Anybody who doesn't use 177 or hasn't used it, they are effective killing weapons. 2.2 doesn't make it better. You hit the target with any of them, and the target will be going over. Anyway, that's enough for bro. Here's me with the BSAR 10. You see the NS50 on the top, and I'm shooting polymags in 2.2. I would be using my 177 rapid, but it's broken again for some reason. I haven't been shooting for a while. That was a clean miss. Ducked its head, rather annoyingly. I can see there's movement in the background beyond those wires. I hear the owners up the other end of the field talking to bro. There's no way I'm going to slot a pellet through that. I've no qualms in taking shots through wiring, as long as there is an actual gap to shoot through. This one's pretty safe where he is. As long as he stays there, he's good. This is the area I saw those rats moving on the thermal earlier on. I think he can smell the food that's on the floor. Go on, son. Nothing wrong with that shot. Probably mag finding the target. I do rate those pellets as well. It's my first actual kill of the evening. Upturned trailer. And this thing needs a good clear out. Those axles were a pain. Don't seem to be coming forward for the food. Keep seeing little eyes popping in and out. Just tells me they're on the move. I was hoping the food would draw them over. Maybe we ought to put a little lid on top just to make them feel safe. But a lot of the time I've got the rifle pointing where I expect to see a rat, and then the thermal looking around to see where the activity is, and that's what's guiding me. Didn't record too much of the thermal, but I was looking with it an awful lot. Definitely a great tool for spotting rats. Plenty big enough gap in the wiring. Slot a 2-2 pellet through. That one's not moving a lot. Sometimes that happens. I'm normally suspicious of that. Quick check across here. There's an eye. Missed that one completely on the night. It's much easier with a big screen. That rat's not moved anywhere. I went over and had a look and it was stone dead. That'll do. Pick him up when we grabbers. Stick him in the bucket. Very often catch these ones. Skimmed his head then. I wasn't sure what happened. You can clearly see the pellet above the top of his head. So that one got a lucky escape. I've moved into the centre compound now. The owner has told me there was quite a few rats moving around this when he was putting his chickens in. So I ventured over to this area and I can see the back end of a rat, and no, I'm not going to shoot it there because I can't quite make out what I'm shooting at. Shooting into the backside is not a guaranteed kill, and I'm not going to do it. And now I've spotted its head. That's where the business end of the rat is. I can't see enough of it. So I've shuffled sideways. Same rat, different outcome. That's more like it. There's a few mooching about there. Oh, there's a thrash about. Nothing wrong with the shot though. I think there might be a bit of a grass in front. No, it's some wire mesh I think causing a little blur. This is what happens sometimes. Get quite a violent reaction and they kick about, and unless you know where they're going, very often lose track of where they are. It's an easy one, isn't it? Did I even get that one? The only trouble with those under there is you can't retrieve them. See a little shiny dot. It's definitely not a rat eye though. Using the breakaway coasters on my scope again for zooming in and out quickly. This is easy. That's better. No doubt in that shot. And when the owner shouted over to me to tell me there was rats in this compound, it wasn't here. It was in this location, in this shed. And I'm quite close here, so I can't quite get them focused. I'll count how many I get on the run. That was one. Got a full mag on board. That's two. Not enough face showing. Bit of patience. That's three. See the blood dripping from between the eyes. There's one I completely missed. Spotted those eyes though. That's four. These are all half-grown rats, by the way. stunting their growth. There's another eye. I've got that one. You can see him kicking. I turn the camera off in a minute, thinking 5's all I'm going to get. I have to turn the camera straight back on again. And this one comes out. Just as it steps forward into a pellet. It's only got 5 on one bit of footage. That was a 6-shot kill streak in effect. Probably the best one I've done in a long time. 6 dead rats. I only managed to get 5 of them. One of them's kicked up under the shed. I'm not kneeling down in the chicken muck to get him out. That was another one that was spotted with a thermal. I walked up on him. R10's performing well. Tend to pop it out every now and again for a run out. I do prefer the 177 rapid for the night vision ratting. A lot of activity in this shed. I could see that with the thermal. You can spot all sorts of shapes moving in the background, and you can't see the eyes properly. Just steadying yourself to take the shot. This one wasn't hanging around. Snatching at the shot and trying to shoot quickly might work on Modern Warfare or some other game, but this isn't a game. Decent technique on the trigger makes all the difference with whether you get the kill or not. Also, having a pellet in the magazine helps. That's another reason I'm not a great fan. Night visioning without my rapid. That's my fault. I should be paying attention. In that kill streak I should have maybe topped up the magazine. That's why I like the 17-shot rapid. Good recovery though. I have got a second mag on me. That is loaded with 10 shots. And that one sat still long enough to make it count. Quick scan of 8. Check on bro. Another quick scan of 8 myself. See there's a little bit of heat under that wheel arch there. The rats here get under some of the vehicles are on the field. And I have shot them under them before. Some of the bits of heat aren't really rats. That one is. I was spotted with the thermal. Let's jump forward and dive behind that bit of nettle. Good solid hit there. Quite a lot of junk for them to hide behind. Also they stick their heads out quite nicely sometimes as well. Pleased with that shot. Not a great fan of the shots on squirrels or rats when they're extending their head forward. They can pull it back in really quickly. So I always tend to allow a little bit further back, just in case they do. Very often it's rewarded with a good head impact. I'm talking half an inch now, not a lot. You can be pretty precise, especially if they're sat still. Always a good place, this upturned trailer, a lot of activity. There we go. It's the only trouble with those bolts. It tends to obscure the rat from view. And they're stupid enough to come into view. and get a shot. I didn't waste any time there. Yeah, the pellet went straight through into the ground. Nothing else moving. There's an eye. I think I caught that one just behind the ear. Dropped in a hole. There's quite a lot of holes along there. They just pop out and pop in. The wind picking up a little bit. There's another eye there. Moving around an awful lot. A lot of activity going on. Seems to run around in fits and starts. Here we go. That's just what happens when you try and take a quick shot. That rat hadn't settled. It's roughly where the fire is the rats are incinerated on. So I don't have to carry that one too far. Again, these rats look bigger than they actually are. Most of them are around the half grown to the smaller size. There's a bit of a mattress there. It's been burned by the look of it. And this one's close to the roof on one of the sheds. I don't know what happened there, and I completely missed that one. I'm going to try fire. I didn't manage to get the magazine in quick enough to get a second shot. That'll do. Don't mind a high body shot with a 2-2 when they're quartering away like that. I think I've caught it in the back of the head actually. That'll do. Trailer again. I should time that one just nice. That's dead. There's one in the bushes there. One straight through the front of the face. That works for me. This one hasn't got a clue. Another one I spotted with a thermal, preening itself. You hear the pellet go through its head and hit the mesh. By comparison to other rifles, sub 12 foot-pound, 2.2's about 550-60 foot per second, maybe a little bit more. But it's not 1,000 foot per second or anything ridiculous like that. It still manages to go straight through the side of a rat's head. Just to back up my theory that their heads are pretty thin. The half-grown rat. That was a pellet going through and hitting the woodwork, making most of that noise. That's kicked in the side. It's that rotten, that trailer now. It's probably a good idea to smash a few of those front boards off so we can see under easier. Not quite enough face showing there. This is a view up into the trees above the sheds. And those are rats, believe it or not. They're up there eating all the berries, nuts, that time of year. This one's on the roof. I managed to slip a pellet into his head. He was on his way up onto the roof and then up into the low branches. Difficult to see them in the bushes to shoot. The thermal shows them up really well. Later on that night I took more pictures. That's them in the bushes again. Can't quite see them perfectly, but you can tell they're there. Certainly can't see them very well with the night vision unless they're sat on the roof themselves. That big nettle's in my way there. I'll just snap it down later on. Good high body shot there. I'm not sure if I got that one. It's definitely hit that mesh at the back. It's gone through and hit it, then it's dead in the bushes. This one doesn't give me much of an opportunity. Ducks down at a view. But I wouldn't have known they're on the roof because I wasn't scanning it that high. It's just the fact that the thermal spotter has got a wider angle of view than my NS50. You can see in the background there's a transformer on a telegraph pole glowing yellow in the night. Glowing like a bro. He's busy messing about. Obviously you've seen all of his footage already. I'm still using it to scan about. See where all the heat loss is. We've wrapped up for the night now. That's my bucket of rats, my collection. All the ones I could pick up. Scattered them out there next to where the fire is. And Bro's brought his down. There's quite a lot of small ones amongst them. He hasn't done badly. And that's the combined total for the evening. I'm quite happy with that. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.